Hi everybody, Alex Deploy here from Expert Forex, and in today's video I'm going to show you how $763 turned to over $200,000 in 19 trades, and they weren't all successful. They were traded at 68% success rate, and that all happened in only 5.5 weeks. So this is quite exciting, and in this video we're going to cover how the feat was achieved. And we're going to look at success rates, we're going to look at money and risk management, we're going to be looking at the automation of this $1 million concept, because it is a $1 million concept. If you just continue, it runs into $1 million. And you are going to actually view the trading as it took place to see how $700 was moved to over $200,000. I'll also be providing a downloadable version of the trading account, as well as inviting you to join our group of 30,000 traders so that you can be kept up to date about this particular EA that produces these fantastic results, as well as all our other EAs that produce really spectacular results. And then at the end of the video, I'll make you aware of some of our free robots as well as fantastic trading tools. So let's get started. Okay, so firstly, this was achieved with a 68% success rate. So that's not unachievable if you look at our linked account service. And here is our linked account service. We currently have 63 accounts that you can link to. On average, those accounts have a 66% success rate. So 68% is just not normal. It's just absolutely normal. And this link server is pretty good. It produces a 15% a month return. This gives you a guidance as to how probable achieving a 68% success rate is. And in fact, you can even go lower. You can have this kind of success that I'm going to show you now with a much lower success rate. Even 60% will be sufficient. Now, during last year, we developed this $1 million plan, and it looks very complicated. I must apologize. There's a lot of numbers. I'm going to try and keep it as simple as possible. I might make a complete separate video explaining this concept, but the concept is basically that if you have a 40% stop on your account, in other words, you risk 40% of your account on every trade, but you make 100% return when successful, you only need 14 trades to get to $1 million. So what happens is you risk 40%. When successful, you make 100%. So you're basically doubling your account in one trade. And that's what I'm going to be showing you today. You literally double your account in one trade. And you just keep on doing that until you reach the $1 million level. Now, the first thing you're going to say, 40%? That's mad. I'll lose all my account. Now, that is a misconception that follows traders around and is a monkey on their backs, because it isn't so. So what happens is that there is the path. That's the $1 million path that we've got there, that blue. And if everything goes well, you stay on the $1 million path. But that's almost impossible, because to have 14 successful trades in a row takes exceptional skill. But let's say we don't. So let's say we have the first trade, it fails. Then you get into what we call the ladder process. Now, the ladder says you slip down a notch in the ladder, you can get back on. You've slipped down 2 notches, you can get back onto the path. You slip down 3 notches and you can get back on. So what happened? Here's your first trade. It's gone negative. So your account is now $6,000. Now you're still risking 40%. So 40% of 6,000 is 2,400. But if you're successful, you will make $6,000, and your new account will be $12,000, which is higher than what you've started with your 10,000. So you're back on the ladder. That's what we call it. Here you go, back on the ladder, and you just continue from there. And you actually go back on the ladder with more money than when you left. So let's say you lose 2 in a row, so the account goes down to 3,600. You're now risking smaller amounts because 40% of that is 1,400. You're successful, you gain 3,600. Your account size now becomes 7,200. So you move up one notch in the ladder, and look at the number. You're not at 6,000 anymore, you at 7,200. So that's how it happens. You just slip off the path, move onto the ladder, go up and down the ladder, doesn't matter, and then you eventually find your way back to the path. Remember, we're assuming here a success rate of 70%. So sooner or later, you're going to be doubling your account more often than you are going to be losing. So that is the process. And as I've mentioned, a 70% success rate is not unreasonable. But don't get too tied up in this. This is just the concept. There's the path, there's the ladder. Not the end of the world if you are unsuccessful for a number of trades. You can have up to, let's say, 5 unsuccessful trades, and look, you still got an account that you can trade, that you can skip up the ladder with, and get back onto the path. If you eventually blow that one, that is why you need to start with small amounts. Don't start with 10,000. You can start with $400 and that type of thing. So that's another aspect I'll talk about in the video. Okay, let's start looking at the actual trading. So on your screen, you can see the EA loaded. It has opened its first trade. There is the first trade. It is a sell. It has a stop and it has a target. And it has opened it with 1.27 lots, which is a calculated lot size by the EA that will ensure a 40% loss should this transaction go negative, and a 100% gain should this trade go positive. So there you can see the details. The risk is 42%. As I said, I add 2% just to make sure that there's no slippage. The stop loss is 40 pips and the target is 100 pips. So if I hit 100 pips, I get 100% return on my money, and away we go. And the time frame doesn't matter. I'm just chosen a time frame that is good to look at as it's trading. This system doesn't use indicators, so time frame is irrelevant. But we'll see the trades as they happen on the account. So let's get the trading going. And there we go. It hits the target. So great. The account has updated and it has made an $800 profit. Account has basically more than doubled, and away we go. There's another sell that's just been opened. It's a bit like horse racing, this one, because it's going to be pretty fast. And there is the successful deal, and you can look at the account. We've got another 1,600 gain, which brings the account to 3,200. So that's how the trading happens. We'll see a lot of this happening. I'm going to get rid of the grid, and there's another trade. It's a buy, and there's the target. You can see the target lines, and there we are. It's hit the target. There's a sell that's been opened, and that's also resulted in a positive trade. So things happen pretty quickly. Unfortunately, the speeds that I have, this is the slowest speed I can get to, and there's the grid now away. And let's have a look. This is a buy transaction. It just missed the target. It virtually touched it, and let's see if it, oh, there we are, it hits the target, and then it opened a sell at the same time. There's the stop right up front, and then and let's wait for it to hit the target. Okay, and there it's hit the target. So we're having a run of now successful deals, and there's no open deal at the moment. Let's just wait for the next open deal to happen. And there we are. There's a buy that's just been opened. You can see the stop below and the target above. Let's see how this one goes. And there we are. So that buy was stopped out on a negative base. We'll have a look at the trading account in a minute or two to see the impact of that negative trade. But it's still trading nicely. And let's wait for a while until we can look at the actual trading account. Okay, so let's have a look at the trading account. So it started, the first trade started with a lot size of 1.27 and resulted in a nice positive deal. Then the next trade, because the account is based on a 40% loss, so in other words, it takes the whole account and then works out 40%. So the lot sizing has more than doubled in this particular case per this calculation. So there's the lot sizing. It was successful, and you can see that the previous gain was 800, now it's 1,600, which is double. And the account has gone from 720, I think it was, up to that level, very quickly within 2 trades. And that's what happens when you can double your account with 1 trade. But when you lose, you only lose 40% of your account. And here you can see the progression. Then it went to 5,000, then it went to 10,000, and you can see the lot sizing from it's now at 10, and then at 22, and then at 45, and then it stopped doubling because it got stuck at 50. And why is that? The reason for that is that this broker has a maximum lot sizing limit. So the maximum lot sizing limit is 50. So now, from now on, we can't apply the doubling up process. We are now stuck with 50. But at the same time, you can see the losing trade there, and there is the losing trade. It's 40% of 40% of the 50 lot size account, and it has brought the account down to 44,000. But we know that the next trade has the potential of having a profitability of around about 30,000, so it will wipe out that 12,000 very quickly. So let's continue the trading. A new trade opened there, a sell trade, and we can't quite see the target yet. It will open up pretty quickly. This one's taking a while to decide which way it wants to go. Always nice when it makes the decision very quickly. And there we go, it's hit the target on that sell trade. And there's a sell trade that's just been stopped out negatively, and let's update that account so that we can have a look at the impact of those negative trades. I think we've had a few negative trades now, so let's have a look how they pan out. And there they are, positive trade. There's the negative trade. Look how small the negative trade is compared to the positive trade there, and then another negative trade that brought the balance down. Yes, and then we're adding a few positive trades to it again, and it is very quick to recover from negative trades. Now, as you can see, the balance is now almost 100,000 after having a couple of negative trades. So this system of risking 40% of the account to make 100% is working quite well. It is being hampered by the fact that we're now limited to our 50 lot sizing, so we can't build on that, which actually reduces the risk quite nicely. It slows things down, but it also reduces the risk quite nicely. Again, we're in a buy trade here. There you can see the stop levels and the target levels. And remember, this great result of 200,000 was achieved with 19 trades trading this basic concept. And there we are, another positive trade. And now we can see the positive trade that was taken earlier appearing on the account, and we're up to 120,000 in the account. No further trades identified at this stage. Let's just watch it for a while. Okay, some hard and fast movements in the market. There's a buy trade that's just been opened. It was stopped out. Quite a volatile market to be entering trades in, but there's a negative trade that just happened. And then looking at the account, that negative trade didn't materially impact the account. As I've said earlier, it's you're losing 40%, but you're gaining 100% on successful deals. And there's a buy that's just been opened, and let's see if that buy will make up for that loss that's just been incurred. There we go. Okay, there's a nice positive deal, doubled the account balance. It would have doubled the account balance if we weren't restricted to the 50 lot rule, but it has made a substantial contribution to the account. Oh, I see we've had another negative buy. And now the account is up to 132 in spite of that negative deal that has just happened. Okay, we're in a sell, and it looks like it's, oh, there we are. It's hit the target, and the account is just improving day by day. And there's a new deal. It's a buy, and with a stop, and it also has now hit the target. So the EA is pretty good at finding these deals, but as I say, it only has a roughly 70% success rate, so it doesn't always. And there's, speaking of a negative deal, there's a negative buy deal that's just been recorded. But looking at the account, you can see the nice recoveries that are made as a result of the positive deals. And the account is now up to $170,000. Not bad, starting with 730, I think it is. Really good progress. And we are now trading through the Christmas period. And away it goes. It opens a sell. And let's see how the sell turns out. Not much further to go, I think. And this sell is taking a while to resolve itself. And oops, that, as I spoke, it got the long candle, and it has progressed quite nicely. The account is now sitting at $201,000. And that, in fact, is the end of the trading. So you've seen how it works. You can see how the 40% risk is quite scary in the beginning, but you soon lose that fear when you have these massive cash-ins of 100% per trade, basically doubling the account in the early stages, and then when it's restricted, the account doesn't double anymore, but risk is reduced, and you get that nice ratio still playing a part. Okay, so let's have a look at the actual summarized results, and here they are. We started with an initial deposit of $763. The total result was $201,400. Fantastic return on investment, and that was after 19 trades. That included a whole lot of negative trades because the final success ratio was only 64%. Now here is the actual fantastic element of this trading. You can trade this with incredibly small accounts, and the results are actually better in proportion to those larger ones. And look at the results that come out with 120. It was 68,000. With $200, it's 118,000. Fantastic results, scalable, and you can use it on small accounts, and that's in fact what happens. People start with very small accounts and build it up, build it up, and build it up that way. Now, I did say that I was going to give a PDF, but it's most probably easy if I just give it to you on the video. There's the statement of the trading that we've just done, and you can see the increase there, and then it hits that 50 level where things then stabilize at 31,000 for every transaction. Go to the next one, 31,000 negative 31. So you can also see that the negatives are so much smaller than the positives. Basically, one positive replaces 2.5 negatives, and that is why the system works pretty well. And there's the end result, $202,000. I also mentioned that there are a whole lot of freebies that are going, and here's one. We have a fantastic system going with Martingale on the Lucky Trader, and go and watch this video. There are links to download the Lucky Trader, which has a 30-day trial, so you can actually go and test this one out and make sure that you like it before purchasing. Then there is a free grid trader that you can download. It has the reputation of sometimes printing money when traded responsibly, and there's another free EA that you can access. And then we have a fantastic trend analyzer, which gives you a good idea of which currencies to trade and which ones to avoid, and that is also a free download. Links to anything mentioned in the video will be in the description of the video, as well as in the first commentary of the video. Just a reminder to join our expert Forex community of over 30,000 Forex traders. It is free, so don't miss out on any new developments. A link is in the description of the video. Now, this is a very exciting development. Please go and join our traders group of 30,000 traders, and essentially they get emailed the minute there's something new to report on trading systems like you've just watched. We have 2 active forums, a free forum and a paid forum, where you can go and discuss these trading strategies that you've seen in the videos. Now, the 40% loss system is not for everybody. Most traders will not be comfortable with it. It is actually something that needs to be traded by a hardened trader, but the fact that you can trade it with very, very small accounts makes it more and more attractive. So join our traders group, download those free trading tools that I mentioned at the end of the video, and I'm looking forward to the next video where I'll go into a bit more detail about this particular approach. From me, Alex Deploy, cheerio.